Hello, my friends. Welcome in or welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to read for you today. My name is Amanda, and today we have 3 soul paths for you to choose from. And in each one of these soul paths, we are going to look at past influences that are affecting your current situation and any mystery messages that want to come forth to help you navigate the situation. And under each one of these main cards is a mystery card, which will be revealed in the piles once you choose it. Remember to take the messages that are aligning and confirming for you and kindly leave the rest. These readings are also timeless, so whenever you find it, there will be something here to guide you along your way. So if you're ready to get into it, you can find the timestamp for your reading in the description box or pinned comment section. However, if you'd like me to introduce you to the soul paths, let me do that now. For soul path 1, we have the gingerbread house with the red agate stone. For soul path 2, we have golden egg with the orange citrine stone. And for soul path 3, we have cauldron with the smoky quartz. So when you're ready, choose the soul path that is calling to you the most. Then click on the timestamp in the description box or pinned comment section to skip to your reading, and we will see you over there. Hello, Soul Path 1. Welcome to your reading. You chose the red agate stone with the gingerbread house. So I feel you are a person who, there's a sweetness here. There's maybe even a love for nature, a sense that you communicate really well with others. You like to find the positive side of things. You like to see the positive side of people. You want to explore, express, and also find the sweetness of life, the comforts of life, enjoy life. You want to embrace life, embrace all life has to offer. Now, this is kind of a duality. I'm getting a duality with this, where there's a sense that there's an indulgence or an enjoyment in being able to find the sweetness in life, which is beautiful, but there's also a discernment that is required to ensure that it's the appropriate things, or not the appropriate things, but the most aligned is where I was going with that, whether that is people or situations. We want to make sure that our time, our energy, our efforts are going into those sweet things in life that we really find valuable and that we are really truly aligned with, so that we can get the most out of that situation and to really find a sense of home. There's also a sense of finding your place here. So finding your place with the right people, and not necessarily just finding your place wherever you can find yourself. This is being intentional. There's an intentionality, there's a discernment, and being able to whittle down what that looks like. That could be a message, or that could be part of what you are experiencing right now in life, where you are using your discernments a little bit more to be a little more specific with who, what, where you're spending your time with. And also I'm getting a sense that you're tapping into your intuition a little bit more. Maybe your third eye is opening up, your crown chakra is opening up, so that you can really tap into your higher self, so that you can really understand what it is that will continue to deliver the sweetness of life, the joys, the experiences, the comfort. You're following some kind of path here. Candy maker could be something for you. You could enjoy baking as well, candy maker or baker. You could be moving, you could be finding a new home or setting up a new home. And maybe you're trying to aim for the white picket fence. There's some aim to not necessarily the American dream, but you are looking to really set up shop, set up home, establish yourself somewhere. And there's some dream here to be able to do that, to be able to set up home and to feel like you are surrounded by beauty and comfort and love and sweetness. And to you, that is your American dream. And for this card underneath, the mystery card is permission. So again, we have a home here. We have somebody visiting the home. You could have somebody coming to visit. And again, I'm also getting that discernment coming through where you have to be discerning of who you let into your home, metaphorically and literally. So once you have set up shop, you've set yourself into a really beautiful space that you have built yourself, that you have found comfort in and joy, and you have aligned yourself. You have to be really discerning about who you let in. So there could be some kind of attraction. You're going to be magnetic or are magnetic, and there is a sense that there are certain people that are going to try to latch on or return or come back into your life because of the success and the beauty and the healing that you have created for yourself. They want that for themselves without having to put in the work. So I feel like part of this permission is you have to give people permission to enter your life, to be part of your energy field, to be part of your experiences, to be in your literal home as well as your energetic home. So making sure that you're giving the permission to the right people or the most aligned people and experiences to make sure that that isn't compromised. And obviously that won't be perfect. We are going to have experiences where things aren't going to work out or things drop off, things change, etc. But to be as discerning as we can and to make the best choice in that moment. Also, I'm getting to give yourself permission to do this, or to give yourself permission to enjoy the sweetness of life and to not feel guilty or shameful for wanting the things that you want and needing the things that you need to feel safe, comfortable, secure. I'm getting a lot of pentacle energy, a lot of earth energy here. You want to feel really grounded. So it is something that I feel you have either worked towards or are working towards creating for yourself: security, comfort, strength, and you have spent a lot of time and energy doing that for yourself. So you want to give yourself permission to really enjoy those things without guilt, and to be able to set up boundaries for people in your life that may not have your best interests at heart or may trying to take advantage of you in some way. With the tarot, we're going to now take a look at the past influences that could be currently in your life, but have really influenced your life. And we'll see what messages come through from Spirit regarding that, and how you can navigate maybe getting out of certain situations that aren't the most ideal. So we've looked at your current energy. Let's look at some of the past influences. We'll get 2 cards. Past influences, Spirit. So we have the 4 of Swords in reverse. And one more, Spirit. Let's take a look at the situation or the past influences for Soul Path 1, please. And the Justice in the upright. There's some recovery that has happened with the 4 of Swords here, and that has almost turned things around, I'm hearing, so that you can create some sense of stability or balance in your life. I feel like you recovered from some kind of painful experience, some trauma, some things that people have said to you or done to you that really broke your heart, and maybe you felt a sense of unjustness, or you felt the need to move away from this energy. You have spent the time, the energy, the effort to remove people or remove yourself from situations that were hurtful or painful for you. Now, that could be in the form of a breakup. You could actually have had some issues with your health, and now you are moving through or have moved through a time of recovery where it has restored some sense of balance in your life. And there's a lot of stability that is coming through because of the time out that you took, or the time away that you took to recover and heal from whatever the situation in the past was all about. Actually, I do want to get clarifiers for this right out of the gate to give me a little more information. That was too many. So, Four of Swords. What is the Four of Swords about? Four of Swords. I feel like it's really simplified your life in some way, whatever this experience was. Four of Swords. It's really offered you a sense of clarity, balance, transformation even. I feel like you're a different person than you were before that happened. Okay. Spirit's not giving me a clarifier. Yeah, there's a feeling of guilt and shame here. Okay, we have the Three of Cups in the reverse. So I feel like this has to do possibly with maybe a friendship or a group, a network that you fell out with. Now, what's interesting to me here is we have the Three of Cups here and we have Three Swords here. So I feel like it's three people that you were connected to. And I almost feel like that group of friends or that group of people really hurt you in some way. Hurt your heart. They betrayed you. You felt some sense of loss. But I feel you're now coming back into a sense of balance. And that you are moving into a time of feeling like things have righted themselves. Justice. I think that you did get your just desserts. Interesting that I'm hearing that. Justice. Clarify the justice for me, please. Clarify the justice. Thank you. Oh, Lovers. Interesting. Okay. So I think what I'm feeling for this is that bottom of the deck, yeah. Okay, so I feel like the reason why things have come back into balance, possibly in your current energy, because of this experience that you went through, is because you realized what you were losing in the process of being attached to this specific situation or these specific people, and understanding that you were worth more. And because of that decision to choose yourself, to make a choice that aligned with what you thought and what you felt, and committing to that in the long term, making this mature decision to walk away, I feel like that really helped you come into a place of strength. And when we spoke about security, stability, comfort, this is exactly what the bottom of the deck, Ten of Pentacles, is all about. It is a slow-moving energy, so I feel like this took you a long time. And because of this experience, this past influence of being hurt by people that you thought you knew, people that thought loved you, that you thought loved you and cared for you, and maybe they did, but for some reason it just didn't work out, or they hurt you in a way that they couldn't take back. So this disconnection or this experience, I feel, helped you establish some sense of, I don't want to say rules, but really helped you realign to the values, the things that were most important to you, the things that really helped you bring out the love for yourself. And now, coming back to this discernment and setting up this, or establishing a happy home, whether that is in a physical form or a metaphorical form, I feel like you're really giving yourself permission to let this go and to step into something that feels more grounded, more aligned with what you want to build in the future. And maybe even coming together with what you feel is your soul family or your chosen family. And maybe that's who you thought you were coming into connection with, which is maybe why it hurts so much. So this discernment, I feel, almost is getting stronger because of that experience. So let's get a little bit of a look into the future and where this is taking you. Maybe future influences, or maybe some messages about how to continue to navigate this moving forward. Where are you going from here for Soul Path 1? So yeah, it's like this permission card is like you're not letting everybody in anymore. You're being very cautious in the best way. Temperance, there you go. So this is where it's leading you, and we talked about a little bit about that in the beginning with the gingerbread house, of being really discerning about how you are applying yourself or showing up in this situation, where you don't want to dive in too deeply too fast, because you want to be able to maintain some sense of balance, and balance is coming through again with the temperance, and a sense of patience we talked about with the 10 of Pentacles. That takes not only a seed planted, but this requires patience as well, to plant the seed and nurture the seed over an extended period of time. So it's all about, there's also a sense of mastery here, because you've learned to move between the two things with grace and elegance. And you have yourself grounded in what you want, what you need, and kind of your reality, and what you can identify with as what keeps you grounded, secure, and safe. But you also have your toe dipped into your emotional self, your intuitive self, and the possibilities of what could be. So again, that balance is coming in. You're not fully immersed in your emotions, and you're not fully being fully absorbed or overwhelmed or immersed in emotions and letting your emotions lead you 100%. There's also a grounded energy here. And I love that in the Four of Swords here, this unicorn has their horn touched or dipped into the water as well. And they too have a very similar temperance energy, where they're taking this moment to really test the waters of something different, something new. And now you become somewhat of a master of it. Like, you don't even need to think about what it is you're doing, because there's a little bit of, to me, a little bit of trepidation. Like, I don't know, will I fall in? Will I be able to get a drink without, immersing myself in this pool? Whereas there's a confidence here. And there's a beauty, there's an abundance here as well. And I'm also getting 10 of Pentacles with this, because again, with that balance, there comes that beauty, and there comes that building of a strong foundation. And there's also a sense of focus coming through, where you are focused on a specific feeling or a specific goal or a specific general outcome. And you're able to maintain that focus and not be wavered by emotions or being too practical and too rigid in how you get there and what that looks like. So I feel there's a bit of a flow happening. So one more. Let's clarify the temperance. Okay. Oh, treasure map. Fun. Yeah, this is like you creating your own map, your own treasure map, and you're following it. This has allowed you, this experience, and the past influences that may have hurt you, have allowed you to develop some kind of map to what I don't want, or what I don't want to involve myself in, or what I don't need. And what I do need for stability, security, sweetness, joy, what does that look like? Who does that look like? And how to best align with that. Again, not to say that we're always perfect at it, not to say that we're always going to make the best choices, But the best we can do is make choices that we feel are right for us in that moment. This experience has given you a guide to the riches that you want to maybe find at the end of the pathway. And it's just awaiting to be discovered. But I feel like the treasure doesn't lie in the gold and the jewels and the kind of the shiny objects and maybe the wealth. It lies in the journey itself. So it's not necessarily about the destination. This is about what you're experiencing on the way to getting there. The trials that you face, the challenges that you've overcome, and the lessons that you've learned along the way because of it. Those things, while they're not tangible, they have value. So I feel like this is a bit of an accumulation of lessons and experiences that you can apply in your future and to become stronger and maybe more balanced and more comforted, more secure within yourself, maybe more trustful with your decisions. And that is a testament to your spirit that dares to dream and explore and express and try new things, even in the face of uncertainty and danger. And bottom of the deck, we have the Star card, which I feel is a really lovely ending to this. We will get an oracle card to end your reading, but again, we have another creature here pouring water from a jug into water. So it's like you're refilling yourself and you are realigning to the things that you find value in and that are the most important to you. There's a prioritization that is happening here. And before the star is the Tower, where things fall away. So I feel like maybe even prior to this, you've experienced a Tower moment where the foundations were shaken and you realigned yourself to your fundamental values and beliefs. They may not have changed. You may have just realigned with them. Maybe you questioned your purpose or your connections with people, and you discovered a new sense of your spirituality or your pathway forward. I feel like you may have changed your mind on something, or maybe everything all at once, and so this is a bit of an evolution for you. So let's get some more cards for you to end your reading. We'll see what comes out. Soul Path 1 is always a bit of an experiment as to how many cards are coming out. Look at this. Celebration. So there is a celebration that Spirit wants you to have, because I feel like you're really coming out of a period of hurt and you are understanding what it is that you need moving forward. I feel like the hurt that you've experienced in the past won't be experienced again in the same way, because you have realized something. You have uncovered something. There is a light that's shining through here. And so I feel Spirit really wants you to celebrate that. Bottom of the deck, we have abundance. It is aligning you to more abundance in your life. And again, speaking of those fundamental beliefs and values that you are going to cherish, that you should celebrate, that you should really be proud of because of the actions that you took, because of the experience. You didn't let this experience get you down, or you didn't internalize the experience, and you didn't allow it to make you feel less than. You actually used it to fuel the change that you wanted to see in your life, the people that you wanted to be in your life, the experiences that you wanted to have in your life. And that will eventually, if you're not already experiencing abundance, will move you there. And again, when we spoke about the Ten of Pentacles and then the Temperance card, she's surrounded by beauty because of the experience and the practice and the ebbs and flows that she's moved through and what she's learned along the way. She's able to master being able to move between these different emotions and experiences with grace and ease. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 1. I hope you found some clarity and guidance today. Personal readings are available on my website, which you can find the link for in the description box below. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the orange citrine stone with the golden egg card. I feel like you might be really good at looking for the potential in situations, looking for the opportunity in situations. I'm even getting Midas touch, where everything that you do, your ideas, your application of those ideas, turn something that's a little bit blah into gold, into a gold mine. Maybe I feel there could even be a sense that you're trying to birth something new here, a new project, a new idea, a new creation. Oh, interesting. I'm getting retirement fund. So Freedom 55 for some reason is coming through. There could be people here in the collective that are on the brink of retirement, and they are kind of sitting on a golden egg in the sense where they've saved for a significant period of time and are now kind of withdrawing from that, which is giving them some sense of financial freedom. So whether you are retiring or not, the general feeling is that there's a financial freedom here because you have worked really hard, because you have saved money. I do want to say that some people, very small portion of you, could have some injection of money I'm getting, where you get an inheritance or maybe a bonus check or something that gives you a little bit of freedom to travel or to invest in something. Okay, so underneath that card was see how far you've come. So there's a sense that there's a sense of pause here to really reflect back on everything you've had to overcome to maybe get this golden egg. I feel like this golden egg wasn't, again, there's some very small portion of you, it might be this bonus, but I feel that bonus or that windfall was because of some hard work that you've put into it. It's not something that it's not an overnight success, although again, for a very small portion of you, it could be. But I feel for the majority of you, you have really overcome a lot of challenges here, a lot of obstacles. You've climbed mountains, you have seen some stuff, you have tried different things, you have been very opportunistic, and you are a very good problem solver, which has allowed you to come this far. And I feel there needs to be a moment to really reflect on that, because yes, there will always be new opportunities to do more, to have more, to experience more, but really look at where you've come from, how far you've come, what you've had to achieve and overcome to succeed. I feel like success is in the palm of your hand. And so there is a feeling that you need to acknowledge that or have gratitude for that in some way through that acknowledgement. So we've taken a peek at your current energy, or maybe you as a person and some of the qualities you might possess. Let's take a look at the past influences and what has influenced maybe your current situation. I'm getting a tickling at the top of my head, which is really weird. Don't know what that's about. Maybe your crown chakra is really activated right now, so you're getting a lot of downloads or information or ideas. Too many cards. So we're just going to get one card to take a look at your past influences. Past influences. Okay, the Fool. So I feel like you might have taken a risk, but it was you weren't really sure about it. You weren't really sure how you were going to do it. Maybe you were a little risk averse, or maybe you took a big risk, more than you were comfortable with. And you were ready to see, you tried something new. and you weren't sure where it was going to take you. Maybe you had some doubt. Maybe you had some fear. But I feel like whatever this risk is paid off, which I feel is almost a little bit lucky, because there's a sense that it was such a big risk and that you were fearful of it at first. You were doubtful about it. Let's get one more card. And there's also kind of a blind faith here where you kind of almost didn't expect it to turn out. So it could have been one of those situations where you're kind of like, yeah, sure, let's try it. Let's do it. Let's go for it, whatever. And there was a lack of discernment as to the details or the practicalities. You just did something. So I feel like there's two different camps here, where there was somebody that was fearful about taking a risk but did it anyway, but then there were other people that were just kind of blindly going into it, not thinking that it was a huge risk until maybe they were in it. Path 2, strongest energy. One card, please. Okay, you got... Okay, I'm going to take that one. Page of Coins. There was 2. I'm going to put that away for now. It might come out again. Page of Coins. So definitely, you're at possibly the start of something new. Before we get too far in, I do want to get clarifiers for these. This has been a very strange, so far, I'm being called to pull these cards in a very different way. So clarify the Fool. It's like they want to see these 2 cards and then they want me to clarify these 2 cards and then get, it's really weird. We're just going to go with it. So let's clarify the Fool in reverse. Clarify the Fool in reverse, please. It's almost like I can't get the story without these clarifiers. So we have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. And Page of Coins, let's clarify that. Thank you. Ah, the Magician in the upright. So, okay, we got a little bit of a sense about the Fool, about being fearful about taking risks, or maybe taking too many risks and having those risks pay off, of being a little bit blind to what you were sacrificing, what you were investing in. And I feel like with the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, it's like there was an uncertainty here, or it maybe made you feel a little unstable at the beginning, where you got into it and then you started to realize that I can't do both things. I can't really manage this anymore. I can't really find my footing. I can't find my balance in this. So it was like you went in blind and then figured something out along the way. And I feel that really added to your challenge, because you wanted to take the risk, and maybe you took the risk prematurely, or you took it without the information. I feel like you just wanted something different. But in the meantime, after you said yes to this thing, that you realized you bit off a little more that you could chew. So you were trying to manage things. You were trying to get your feet back on the ground because you were overwhelmed with maybe all of the day-to-day tasks that you had to do, all of the little details that needed to be done, and you just got thrown off. However, your current energy, I feel like it's brought you to a really interesting place where it's starting to pay off. You're starting to find your footing, your balance again, because you move from the Fool to the Magician, which is the next card in the Major Arcana. And I feel like now you're starting to really understand what it takes to alchemize the thing that you have invested in, to really help it benefit you, or to really make it work for you rather than against you. I feel like you've learned a lot in this process, and you are learning a lot in this process. This could be a business. This could be some kind of financial investment. This could be some kind of career path that you decided to take. Maybe you switched careers, but you're really starting to manifest something new here. And you're open to really learning and understanding the kind of work that is required in order to make it successful. Again, we've got slow-moving pentacle energy here, so again, it's not that windfall. It is that golden egg that is developed over time with commitment and patience and a willingness to nurture that seed over time. And I feel you're doing that. You started out a little rocky and rough, but I feel you've moved from this Two of Pentacles energy to this Page of Coins, where you now have a handle on things. You have a new focus. You have a more grounded approach rather than just a fly-by-night approach. So you've really grown and learned in this process, and you are continuing to do that. You are building something of significance here, something of value, and I feel like you are in the midst of this creation process, and you are trying to bring the thing that is within your higher self, your higher realms, your dreams, your wishes. You're trying to bring it into reality, but you're also understanding that this isn't just magic. This is something that you have to commit and be dedicated to and make a choice to do. Make a choice to understand the details, the process, the day-to-day ins and outs. And I feel like you're really loyal to that process. And let's get a sense for maybe some future energy, where this is taking you. Future energy. Okay. So we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. And we have the magical cloak. Interesting. You have a lot of magic here, but it's like, strangely enough, practical magic I'm hearing. This isn't just, something that is a little woo-woo, and that if you think hard enough that it will come into being. You're understanding that it is a balance of both, of practical intentional action and this pooling of resources, this pooling together of your time, your energy, your efforts. You're having the right thoughts and the right movement to actually have this. This feels like something that you are truly invested in. This is something that is aligned to your purpose, and therefore you are willing to put in that time, energy, money to doing that. Now with the Knight of Swords here in reverse, this is an energy of maybe feeling some kind of delays or not moving as swiftly as you used to. With this Fool energy, they're not necessarily going fast, but there's definitely a little bit of naivete that's coming through in their actions. They're not really thinking about things in a practical, grounded way. They're just taking the path and hoping that things work out. And the Knight of Swords can be that energy of having an idea or having some kind of thought about something and moving at light speed. So there's a little bit of the same energy, but this, especially being in reverse, I feel it's a little bit more of a mature energy, and you're able to really slow down the things that you think and when and how you put that into action, or if you put that into action. So there's a real moderation energy that I'm feeling here with the Knight of Swords. You are taking an idea and you're thinking about it a little bit longer than maybe you're used to. And you're not being hasty. You're not being too swift, because you understand that there are things to learn and integrate before you can take that action. Now, the Knight of Swords can be an energy of bullying or feeling under pressure for something. So maybe you're feeling a little bit under pressure to perform here. And with this magical cloak, this is also a feeling of you cloaking yourself from the external that is maybe trying to pressure you, that is maybe trying to bully you or push you to doing something that you're not going to do. So you're almost putting the brakes on this swift moving energy, which is why it's in reverse, because you're no longer moving in this way. And I think that is going to help in this effort to turning this little coin or this little seed of a feeling or an idea and really turning it into something that is worthwhile over the long term. We do have the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which may be clarifying part of what this Knight of Swords is all about, is this energy of tension, this energy of maybe self-sabotage that you might have to watch out for, because you might have a feeling of impatience and you might be pressuring yourself to move faster, to do faster, to see results faster. So maybe this is a pressure that is coming from within. So there's a bit of a tension that is created and maybe a self-sabotage because you are feeling some sense of pressure, maybe because of the risks that you took and because you are trying to maybe prove something to the world. But I think you have to really understand that whatever you are creating, whatever you are trying to build that is of value and importance, it's going to take time. It's not going to be a windfall, an overnight success. So I feel that you need to relieve the pressure a bit, and you need to remove yourself from any tension that you may be feeling in the external world or even that internal world, to almost cloak yourself from that energy for a time. The cloak is really that thing that kind of protects you from malevolent forces and serves as a shield against the harsh realities of what you are experiencing. So there's a sense of boundaries that maybe need to be put in place, and that maybe this is an opportunity, a golden opportunity, to work with or maybe understand this energy of internal pressure and maybe internal tension that you're feeling with yourself, of maybe battling yourself or some sense of self-sabotage here, because I feel like there's huge potential for this, whatever it is you're doing, to become something quite big, something quite magical, and something that is created from you within, from the heart, something that you can really sink your teeth into, and something that I feel you will be really proud of in the end. But there's an energy coming through that needs to be blocked for a moment so that you can kind of move this page of coin to the next level, where now you're starting to see progress. You're starting to see this thing mature a little bit. And so I feel like, yeah, there's this feeling that you have to put up some boundaries or cloak yourself or protect yourself in some way from the forces that are trying to hold you back or tell you no or tell you this isn't going to work. And I almost feel like it's coming from two different places, both internal and external. I feel like you do have some successes under your belt, so it's just a matter of proving things for yourself, to yourself, and nobody else. Because once we start adding the pressure of the external and trying to prove things to the external world, then it kind of turns us off course to whatever it is we're focused on and whatever it is we're trying to do. So coming back to your purpose, coming back to your why, coming back to those intuitive hunches that I felt got you here to begin with. And I feel you are in a relatively good place, an unexpected place possibly. I feel like you weren't really expecting this to do as well as it did. But now that you're here, it's like there's a little bit more work to do, and maybe you're doubting yourself. You're not really sure if you can continue. But I feel if you use the same energy that you started with, of kind of using your intuition to figure it out as you go, and not taking on too much or taking on too much risk, then I think you'll be able to move through this energy. And again, this reflective energy of see how far you've come is really a testament to what you are capable of and the potential, because I feel like you started maybe from scratch. So to be able to turn something from scratch, from nothing into something, is pretty amazing. And which is why you are the magician, why so much of this magic energy is coming through. It's because that is your superpower, that is your gift, to transform. Transformation. So yeah, this is you alchemizing your ideas, bottom of the deck, intuition, turning your thoughts into things, turning your dreams into reality, transforming, using that intuition with the Magician to transform something that doesn't actually exist, something that only exists in your thoughts, in your dreams, in your mind, in your heart, and alchemizing it and bringing it into the three-dimensional world. So whatever it is that you might be up against in terms of worry or tension with others or within yourself, I feel you have to get back into that heart space, that intuitive center, and trust yourself to know that you can continue this if you choose to do so, and you can be successful with it if you apply the same principles that you have applied to get yourself here. Use the practicality, take a little bit of risk, and use that intuition to continue to move you forward. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 2. I hope you found some clarity and guidance today. Personal readings are available on my website, which you can find the link for in the description box below. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Smoky Quartz Crystal with the Cauldron card. So I feel like there are people in the room here that could potentially be cooks. They could be avid campers. But general feeling that I'm getting from this is that there are many people in the room who are really doing intentional work for something, to create something that is uniquely their own, that is unique to them. There's actually a lot of passion that's coming through here. So yeah, it's like you're adding things to the mix to see how they transform or integrate into the soup. I'm getting a feeling of combined families. So maybe there's two people here that are coming together as a family unit. And so there's stepbrothers and sisters and siblings and whatever. So two families coming together, which creates this beautiful, I don't want to say mix, but beautiful alchemy of ingredients, if you will. And there's magic here. There's definitely lots of magic. There's a lot of intentional action here being put forth. So this isn't something that you are doing willy-nilly. This is very intentional. You're very passionate and ambitious about creating this thing, of making this thing happen, whatever it might be. For some reason, I'm getting stir the honey pot. I have no idea what that means. Stir the pot. Ooh, that's an interesting one too. Stirring the pot. Maybe there's somebody around you that's stirring the pot and not in a good way. So they are adding ingredients to the pot that are throwing the taste off, that are bubbling things over. There could be somebody around you who has got issues with anger, or who you're in a heated argument with or conversation with. Maybe you're not speaking with right now. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll get into it with the tarot, but the mystery card underneath was timing. So I really feel like timing has a lot to do with this. There could be a lot of things out of your control at this time, and you simply have to be patient and wait something out for things to cool down, for things to come to pass, or for you to see results. So what I'm getting is that you can't add or do anything more to make something happen faster or on your time. It has to happen in its own divine time. So there could be something that is happening outside of your particular actions that need to happen in order for things to come to pass or to see results on. So yeah, I don't think it's within reach right now, whatever you are trying to do, but that's not to say that it will never be. I think it just needs time to simmer. Interesting. What is happening here? We will get into the tarot now, just to take a look at some past influences on your current situation. What might be influencing this particular situation? Let's look at your past. Kind of what got you here. Oh, yeah, more fire, one more. For some reason, Spirit wants me to pull the cards in a very different way that I'm used to. So they're asking me to do 2 cards up front, and then clarifiers for those 2 cards, and then the last ones. So I don't know why. So we have Ace of Wands. So this is passion. This is passion. This is desire. This is ambition. This is definitely a feeling of breaking out of your shell. And this aligns really interestingly with the cauldron, where this is almost bubbling over. So I feel like there's a lot of passion in whatever it is that you're currently experiencing. And it started very innocently enough, but it's got to an overheated point where you might be spending too much energy or effort on this thing, and it could be to your detriment, where that's all that you're focused on and there's nothing else that you're focused on but this thing. And it's taking you away from other things that might also be of importance to you. So there could be some heated emotions involved because of that. You could be building a business, which takes a lot of time and passionate ambition to get going, to see momentum happening. This could also be a love relationship as well, where 2 people come together with great passion, and that is kind of their only focus for a time, as they get to know each other and they get involved with each other's lives, and they're integrating and having intimate moments, having experiences, etc. So again, I'm getting this singular passionate focus, whether it is a business or a career or a love connection, that you started out doing. And you were very ambitious about it. You were very excited about it. You were very fired up about it. And this is a very dynamic thing that you were involved in. So it's not something where you could really be passive with it. This is something where it was with possibly another person or with customers, or there's another side to this that's coming through. But right now, the Tower is the second card, and it's in the reverse. So I feel like you've done some internal introspection, and maybe some of your values or beliefs changed, which has caused a little bit of a stir up somewhere. And I don't know if it's come out of the blue, but it's like the time for something was finished, and there's some evolution that's happening here because of it. And I think you decided to shift gears a little bit, because maybe your values or beliefs started shifting, but maybe they didn't start changing. Maybe you're just realigning yourself back to what is most natural for you. So naturally, when that happens, it's going to possibly fall out of line to where you started, with this singular ambitious passion that was all of your focus. And then naturally, because you were possibly unable to maintain that level of focus and passion and drive, there was a little bit of a pulling back, which changed the dynamic. Maybe along the way you started questioning things as well. Is this what I want? Is this where I want to go? Is this what I'm truly passionate about and motivated to continue with? So you asked a lot of questions and then made decisions that were aligned with whatever answers came through. Clarify the Ace of Wands, please. And maybe that's why there's bubbling over. Maybe something's bubbling over because of that. It's a lot of passion and fire involved here. Yeah, 4 of Swords. So interesting. It's like this is something you were actively pursuing that possibly came after a period of rejuvenation or healing or recovering from something. Maybe you found your passion in the pain of something that you experienced. Maybe you took some time away from or took a break from something and you reignited some kind of spark. But your recovery, your healing, really planted a fiery seed in you for something. I keep hearing purpose from pain, purpose from pain. The Tower in reverse. Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Tower is bringing you back into, it's so interesting. The Tower is bringing you back into a sense of confidence and maybe even a deeper understanding of why you're doing what you're doing and where it is that you want to go. What is that purpose? Because we move relatively quickly from the Ace of Wands in your past to the Queen of Wands. I feel like you went through a long period of healing. And with that healing, with that time out, that break, you were able to find your purpose and your passion again, whether that is for a person or something in your life. And you're now in the process of aligning yourself completely to that purpose and passion, to the point where you actually want to live it. You don't just want to have it as an idea or a nice thought or a feeling, but you want to take this and really run with it. I feel like you've really matured in this experience or in this process because it allowed you to see what was most important, what your actual mission was, possibly in life, or maybe for yourself, and what you really wanted out of life, what you wanted for yourself. And I do feel like this took a lot of time for you to get there. This wasn't something that happened overnight, but I feel like once you got there, instant change. Like there were a ton of changes that you made because of this. And with that, with those changes, with that realignment, you have been able to come into your sense of confidence, sense of worth. You have this creative force that is driving you forward, and you are really ambitious to achieve your dreams. You're not letting anything or anyone get in your way of that. You have cleared the way, cleared a ton of space for you to be able to follow some new pathway here. You know how to take your ideas and actually make them happen. So there's a real manifestation energy happening here. But I also have a feeling that it hasn't been taken lightly, but it hasn't been accepted by some people in your life. And as I say that, we have the Four of Wands in the reverse and the Six of Cups in the upright. So you've definitely shaken loose your foundations. Bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this might feel like a time in your life where things feel bad, even though they are being fueled by maybe an energy that you don't really understand quite yet. You know that you are motivated. You know that you are moving towards something, and maybe you haven't quite figured out what that is yet. There's a lot of things I feel that are changing in your external world as well as your internal world, and maybe you're even resisting this change because you maybe don't want to lose yourself. So we're looking at future energies here with the Four of Wands in reverse and the Six of Cups. This is making me feel like you're getting back to who you once were. This is coming back to the core of who you are, I almost feel. But in that process, you've had to let go of a lot. And I feel like your foundations, your home life might be feeling a little upside down at this time. Things in your external world may look different than you expected them to be. So inner child, really comforting the inner child in you that is really scared at this time, that is really nervous for the change, I feel is really going to help you. But I also feel like you're coming back into a sense of innocence. You're looking through the lens of kind of who you once were, of that fiery passion that was unbridled, and I want to say unhindered by the realities of the adult world. You're getting back to that, but you're getting back to that as an adult with experience, with a newly formed understanding of needs and wants and desires, and also spiritual and personal growth as well. So I feel like within that, because that huge shift has happened, because you've maybe done some kind of healing to put you in a stronger, more confident position in life and to really understand your worth, a lot's going to change in the external world because you are changing from within. You are getting back to a sense of playfulness, of freedom, of maybe an open expression of love and joy, which may not be welcome or understood by the people in your kind of immediate circle. So I almost feel like that's what this bubbling cauldron might be all about, is that things are changing for you. And the people in your life may not quite understand it. And that's not to say that there's going to be a separation, but there's a lot of upheaval, I feel, at this time. And so there's a certain level of you having to get things in order and waiting for the right timing, because the Wheel of Fortune is also about divine timing, of waiting for things to turn, of the seasons to shift, of things to move in a different direction. So while this may feel like a little bit of a tumultuous time, understand that this too shall pass. And the only thing that we can do in these moments of significant change is to find a little bit of respite, is to find a moment of connecting to our emotions, whether good or bad, and to really feel through this experience, to really find a moment of reestablishing our own sense of foundation, our own sense of emotional security, and coming back into the center of ourselves, rather than allow the external world to push and pull us in all different directions and be reactive to everything, is to find a way to ground ourselves in that moment, to find our stability even when our external stability is compromised. Things are changing, but I think they're changing for the good. And it's just a matter of time before the dust settles and things come right again. So stay open to this change. Allow this change to unfold. Stay true to your integrity, your intention, the things that you want to create for yourself. And of course, if you are connected in with a family unit, there's also things that you have to do for the greater good of the family. Actually, I wasn't meant to pull that card, but interesting that it flew out. Anyways, the other two piles, I looked at the bottom of the deck for the second card, but for some reason I kept shuffling, so we're going to take it. Transformation. So this is the Tower card, essentially. You are moving through a significant transformation, which is why things feel difficult, but also inspiring and exciting at the same time. However, lots of things are shifting the foundations of your life. Your values and beliefs may be changing. Just the structure of your life is changing. Communicate might be helpful for you. Communicating what you might be experiencing. Communicate with others. To just keep those channels of communication open. That can also be this Four of Swords as well, where there is lines of communication open to help with that healing, to help with that understanding, and the learning aspect in all of this. And mystery. I feel like there is a lot of mystery in this. So to find a little comfort in the mysterious new future that is about to unfold for you. And try to face some of the fears that you might be up against at this time. You do have free will to make choices, so understand that even though things are changing in the external world with the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune, understand that we do have the choice on how we react, how we show up, how we ground ourselves, how we find respite in the wildness that is surrounding us at the time. And I don't think that the evolution is quite complete. You're probably going to feel this for some time yet, maybe some months. But do try to stay optimistic and understand that you are going to a new place. You are going to a new and exciting place. So there is a level of trust that you have to have with yourself and the universe. But it is a mystery as to what's next. So this is what I have for you, Soul Path 3. I hope you found some clarity and guidance today. Personal readings are available on my website, which you can find the link for in the description box below. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading.